38 minutes we have for this transmission. Okay, so this is going to be from the Starseeds, Lightworkers, Earth Angels, whoever feels guided into this transmission for the full moon of April. This is our pink moon on 4/12. Okay, so these are the energies that are coming in. I've already called in Galactic Federation, Councils of Light, so Star Family. You know, what's interesting is I was guided to this Galactic Star Tarot, which I picked up for Easter, and I was going to wait till Easter, but you know, whenever I'm guided to a deck is when, you know, they wanted me to use it, and it was for today. Okay, so I was told it was for today. Okay, and this is a very, very powerful time, as this is our first full moon in spring, and the first full moon following the equinox, and this is what starts so much stuff off for just a lot of things that are unfolding and ongoing. We also have Venus, okay, going direct today. It's been in a retrograde for the past 40 days, 40 nights. They're actually calling this a biblical retrograde, as it's coinciding and going along alignment with a lot of the things you know, that have been prophesied to go on and happen and all of that. But I didn't want to get too much into that. But then when I was connecting with my galactic guides and I was getting downloads, and I was seeing a lot of similarities of what's been getting shown to me in the physical realm, what's been getting planted, things that have been ongoing. Like, I was watching this new show that dropped, I think we're watching it through Disney, actually, called Paradise. Okay, and it's interesting because it starts out like we're only in episode 2, but in episode 2 they're doing a backstory, and they're literally like, it's classified. It's where the a president. The show starts out that the president, something happens, and then they are kind of investigating and trying to find out what happens. But anyway, in the backstory in part 2, they're talking about like classified information, and it's like, anyway, they're talking about the arcs, and they're talking about the underground cities that are within a mountain, right? And I'm like, how does this even go in alignment, like with what happened with the president, right? That's why, like, part 2, like the second episode, I've had to rewatch it a couple times because of the backstories. But anyway, what I found was interesting is it was getting into like the arc and Mount Sinai. Okay, and I was also getting that in other places, right? And then when I was investigating the 40 days and the 40 nights, and I don't go off a lot of scripture and things like that, right? But this Venus retrograde was in the 40 days, the 40 nights, right? So I was looking up a little bit of that. Okay, and in here they were talking about that Mount Sinai as well. So that's what I mean, like I was getting that's what I mean, like when I know that things are aligning, it's showing me different things that are coming together, that there's a lot that's coming together at this time. So I wanted to read just a little bit about this, and see Mount Sinai for 40 days and 40 nights. On the eve of their long-awaited entry into Canaan, God and Moses denounced spites of land so they could explore. And something about in scouting, and that's kind of like what they're doing. They're scouting out these cities. They're starting to get like the arcs ready. Okay, the famous story about David and Goliath. And God's people endured 40 days of taunting challenges from Goliath and David before they were set to the battlefield. And what was interesting is, like, with the downloads that I was receiving, it was a spiritual battle, but I wrote down spiritual balance, a battle at its finest. And I was getting interstellar vortices, okay, with this full moon portal and opening things up, right? And I was getting a lot about the Milky Way galaxy as well, right? So these different things are coming together. There's a lot of things that are being done that are unseen, that we're unaware of. Like, if I didn't know about the cities within the mountains, You know, the arcs and the things, literally the things that we're seeing in the movies and the shows, right, are literally like, it's, you know, they show a lot of that stuff, which is really going on. You know, a lot of this stuff is, it's like it has to be released, okay, because if you know the laws and the workings of the universe, that everything that is hidden gets brought to the light. So, you know, all the things, it's just like with like water and pressure, you know, whatever you try to bury comes to the surface. That's why they try to have them here in plausible deniability. It's kind of like where they disclose things and they bring it to the light, because as the energies are getting more and more powerful and more strong and intense, more things are being uncovered and released, and that's why these things get released at certain times. And I feel that they wait until the last moment to be able to release them, but it's not even always just hiding everything in plain sight. It's just like it kind of has to come out, right? So there's something interesting with that, because I'm always like seem to be streaming like what's new and things like that. So I'm pretty sure that this show that I'm watching is new, where they're talking about the arcs in Mount Sinai. Okay. So anyway, like, as I was uncovering this, so anyway, there's definitely, I was getting this convergence too. And with the interstellar vortices, I was asking what was coming through, and that's when they guided me to opening the Galactic Star Tarot, right? And what's interesting is so special. Like, I know Starseed made this deck too, right? It's a deck like no other. Listen, this Galactic Star Tarot, you'll meet the Lyrans of the Wands, the Palladians of the Cups, the Syrians of the Swords, the Arcturians of the Discs, and the star beings who are sworn to protect and support you and all other humans and starseeds on Earth. This lush detailed painting takes you across the Milky Way galaxy, and from Area 51 to Earth, to royal courts held upon starships and everywhere in between. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is definitely a convergence of us coming together, right? So there's a lot that's going to be going on in unseen realms. Like, for a lot of you, you've been feeling this, right? And then I looked up where this was too, right? I was just trying to look up where it was, and it's in Egypt. Mount Sinai is in Egypt, right? With the foundings that they just found underneath the pyramids, right? That's what I mean. There's so much that's being uncovered and revealed at this time, but it's all like synchronistic in a way too. Like, you know, they only release the things like at the last minute as they need to be released, right? Something very strong with ships too, as we go right to the Nine of Discs, and there's another ship there. Okay, and they're showing me the Five of Cups. There's another ship. There's definitely a lot of travel, right? And just look at the epic imagery in these portals, right? And we have our full moon portal opening up. We also still have the eclipse portals that opens up. Our one on March, like I was told, this one and that we had the Aries, the March 29th one, is coinciding and unraveling up until the new moon energy that we have approaching. So a lot of this stuff is going together in alignment with the first beginning, right? And some of this stuff is going like, I don't like to get too much into like biblical and prophecy and things like that, but as you know, they've been trying to create and have a lot of these things play out synchronistically to go along with things to control the masses. But that's also why when they're amping things, we need to be doing things as well. So that's why it may seem as though that it's not like a coincidence, but it's more in direct alignment, if that makes sense. Like, that's kind of why we can use certain things as guides and books, and like we do work with the energies, right? Because as the collective consciousness, right, of humanity creates things, you know, we work with those energies. Okay, so if it's not making sense to you, just leave any part out that's not. It's going to make sense to the ones that it should. Preparing to emerge from the underworld, with Venus, the goddess of Venus, going direct. That's a big energy that's coming through with the frequency of love, and you know that they're trying to offset that. They're trying to stop these destined timelines coming in. They very much are. The Wheel of Fortune keeps coming out in the sun. All right, so anyway, I just I wanted to get into getting the cards and more messages. That's why I just wanted to start recording this transmission and see. I didn't get to get too much that was coming out, but you can take a look at some other readings. I uploaded one already, early morning hours. It was like a late night reading where I was talking about some of the aspects of this new moon. I said I was going to be doing my Starseed one later. Okay, so they brought me to this. So interstellar refers to something that is located and taking place traveling amongst the stars, especially of the Milky Way galaxy, right? So it's occurring between the stars. Interstellar space is an area between the stars that contains vast quantities of charged particles, atoms, molecules, dark matter, and photons ranging from the highest energy radiation to the sluggish light of cosmic microwave background, right? So they're bringing me back to this interstellar. So for some of you, like, these could be things that, like, that you're accessing through, like, meditation, astral travel. Because the Hermit energy is coming in a lot lately. But this is... Wait, anyway, let me keep going. What else do you want me to bring through with any of these? Give me just a second, and then we're going to get into the cards and see. Yeah, I think I heard that's sufficient. So if you guys look guided to the my other one, what did I label it, where I talk a little bit in the beginning, the intro to that before I get into the tarot, some of the aspects and the balance, this being the Libra full moon. Yeah, I don't really feel like repeating all of it, but it was labeled universe aligning, true love, these painful cycles, relationships, and situations are closing out. It was the full moon Venus direct. That's the label of that one. So the universe aligning, true love, painful lessons are now done. So that was my first one, where I talk a little bit about these energies. And then the one I did earlier today was Goddess Venus conspiring in love. Okay. So if you feel guided, I'm talking a little bit about the energies. All right, so let's get into this epic deck with the galactic stars. So this is the first one with these new energies. And we're like within the hour of this moon in alignment with Earth and the sun, as I think it was around 8:30 p.m. my time for this full moon alignment. But the portal's very much open, like I said, so that's why these energies are already coming through. So anyway, let's see what's going on. Let's see what other messages are coming out. Four of Wands. That's not the perfect card. Look at all of that, because that's about union, celebration, coming together. Look at all of them dancing there. And the Queen of Wands. Oh my gosh. Passion, action. Oh, I'm going to pull some Starseed cards too, but I was just anxious to get into this deck since they had guided me to it. The Page of Wands. I was told, look at the cards. Look at the cards. So there's going to be a lot coming out in the cards. Look, here's the Emperor. And the Emperor's up on a ship. I told you there's something with the ship. There could be something about ships. Some of these convergences coming together could have to do with the ships. That's why I was getting astral traveling and things like that. Oh my gosh, some of you are going to be coming together, wow, in unison and union, like on the ships. What? Okay, that's not for everyone. So some of you, look, they're showing me the pyramids here. I told you there's something very significant with Egypt. The Page of Wands. She looks like she's on a ship as well. Look at all, oh my gosh, look, oh, those are dolphins and whales. I've been getting a lot of dolphin and whale symbolism lately. Like so much. Look at that. And the shooting star, and look at the alignment of the sun and the moon. And I told you with this having this full moon alignment. Wow. And the planets. This is an epic deck. Oh, look, it spells out 42. 42 could be significant in the stars. Look at that. In the world. This is definitely like the split too. This is what this is showing, the split from the 5D and 3D. Like the ones that want to experience destruction and all of that, that's what they want to experience. It's what they get to experience. They want to stay in the 3D realm and deal with all of that horror and nightmarish energy. They will. The ones that are setting themselves free, reclaiming their power and their energy and their sovereignty, are going to this 5D energy into New Earth. Wow, that could have to do with something with this interstellar vortices, because when I was looking it up, it literally pulls. Okay. Yeah, look at, I read you what interstellar was. That's what they were guiding me to vortices, and I skipped it. So I was reading to you where interstellar refers to something that's located and taking place and traveling amongst the stars, especially in the Milky Way galaxy. The vortices are formations in fluid dynamics, which fluid revolves around central axes, creating a swirling motion. They can observe in various natural phenomena such as whirlpools, tornadoes, and smoke rings. Vortices are significant in understanding turbulent flow and can be described as the mass, air, or water that spins rapidly, pulling objects towards its center. So literally, like, that's something that could be going on with these vortices, like. And what's interesting is, like, in the stars is the whales and the dolphins. And they're standing in an ocean of water. Oh my goodness. There's something about to take flight I heard about as I looked at the pyramids. I've already been talking about the pyramids. Right, and they've been starting to see too that, you know, that's why they're grounded with copper spiraling down into the ground. You know, there's only a matter of time before they figure out what all of that was for. 3 of Wands. Oh my gosh, look! Look at Earth. It's surrounded by all of that. That's showing me like vibrational shift in the ships. 3 of Wands, this is off at the distance. This is what's coming in. We came out with the 6 of Wands. Victory, galactic victory. This is definitely the y'all. This is so beautiful. If you, this like rapture. I straight up heard rapture. Like literally, this is what's going down. On a galactic level. You see how the ship's beaming right at Earth. Right at the Earth. Look at them standing in the ships and those wands. And the Lyrans. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I see that. I'm not sure what the other race is, but this is definitely a convergence of star races. That's what's conspiring within this deck. The Page of Discs. They keep showing me the world. I'm hearing Endgame. Look at the Empress coming out. That abundant new beginning. She has a star, an alien. She looks safe and secure. Let's see what else is coming out. They keep showing me that world. 42. Completion. The 10 of Discs. It's having everything. Wow. Highest timelines. New Earth. 2 of Wands. King of Swords. The 7 of Discs, the time of waiting is over. Do you see how that flipped? The 7 of Discs is about waiting. Time is over. Waiting for convergence, waiting for star family. It's over. 3 of Cups is right here. Oh my gosh. Celebration. Coming together. This is the convergence. It's here. It is here. Oh my gosh. What does this say on it? JFK? international airport. She's headed towards the airport. About to board the ships. You know, what's interesting is I was talking about the arcs. The arcs are literally ships. If you didn't know, the arcs are not these wooden boats that are going, or these ships like in the movies that are going to be sealed off to sustain the destruction of Earth here. Literally, that's not what it is. These ships, these arcs are literally ships to take flight, to leave. Okay. If you didn't know that. But they're not just for the elites to board them and leave. No. There's different ships being prepared. Okay. Or is there? Is there a different plan? 8 of Wands. The Lovers. Fast movement here. Another ships. Ships are definitely coming in. I just heard they've already arrived. We know that there's been many that have been here for quite some time. Cloaked in the clouds. A lot of them plasma ships that cannot be seen. They very much, the technology is far more advanced than here. We know that. Look at this Ace of Cups in my hand right here. Look, and even that's coming in like plasma type of color. Wow, true love. Look at how it's coming through the water like that too, through the clouds, like the vortices, right? Coming right through. Right through the firmament. King of Swords. King of Swords came out very predominantly in the last reading as well. And I was reading him in a darker energy. I was just going to say this is like somebody that's like militant, and I was getting like just in charge and control and order, and no, you will not have things your way. And then here's the devil on the bottom of the deck. I was gonna say like a reptilian, like this has been the energy to like trap souls to Earth, right? Trapping everyone in the reincarnation cycle, turning Earth into a slave planet. No, the jailbreak has been underway. Been here awakening humanity in phases, preparing for this rapture. The tower, yes. Look at that tower too. It's on, it looks like it's on top of Earth. Look, it's above the horizon. As I was telling you, this has been like a spiritual battle, right? But a spiritual balance too. Striking the tower. The 10 of Cups. 10-10. Game is over. Game is complete. Binary code 111010 reset. We have the Emperor, I just realized right here. The Emperor and the Empress, that balance, a divine feminine, divine masculine. Divines. And what do we have here? The 8 of Cups reversed. Not walking away. What is this? Not surrendering. Ace of Swords. That's why a rescue mission is underway. Look, Roswell. Look, stars, 33. Someone's getting the clarity and truth that they were staying bound into this nightmarish energy. They were staying, by somebody not walking away, they finally getting the clarity that they were creating their own prison, their own pain, You see how the ships are coming in here? 3 of Swords next to the Devil. Look at all of that. This is how they were harvesting the energy, stealing destiny, stealing love. A plan, Page of Swords, was put into motion. What was flipped here? The Knight of Discs. This was a plan that was put in motion, but it was hidden. A hidden attack, a hidden sneak attack. There is attack underway. The Hermit. You might have been placed into Hermit for protection. Ace of Wands, the Hanged Man, the Fool, 2 of Cups, for healing, for preparation to have you waiting, 10 of Wands, the Star, the Strength. Oh wow. Temperance, Balance, the Sun, King of Wands. Ah, look at the dragon's got like a little horn, like a unicorn horn. Wow, this is so beautiful. There was definitely a plan, but it needed to be balanced. You needed to be balanced. You're being watched the entire time, protected, guided. Everything's all coming together. Had to do with timings, alignments. Wow. The pyramids too. Another one with the pyramids. Wow, I feel like I could look at these cards for hours. There's so much detail, so much beauty. It's like this fast-moving energy that's coming through within these portals, but it's like these cards are like slowing me down. Just admire the beauty. The Magician. Look at all those crystals surrounding the Magician. The King of Discs. Wow, I feel like I just gotta play with this deck and just admire these cards. Like, so I'm gonna spend some more time with this deck. I'm gonna keep this little transmission as short because I feel for some of you this is gonna lead you down a path of investigating, looking into more things, definitely spending some time to yourself, let things integrate, see where you're guided to at this time, see what's going on, see what's being revealed to you. Okay, definitely spend some time out under the moon, in the stars, and be looking for some ships. Alright, love and light to all of you guys. Bye.